This is the Magic Yeti, Magic Sasquatch. I asked him what I'm gonna see. Will I see a lynx today? Wait, yes. Yes, he says. I'm gonna see a lynx. Wait, I don't wanna jinx it. No, no lynx. Okay, good. I am now cutting inland from the north shore of Lake Superior where there wasn't much snow. And now it's snowing, going inland up into the Superior National Forest where there's lots of snow. You know, I already jinxed it, but the goal for the day is lynx, Canada lynx. I've seen two in my life. One with my buddy Dave Benson in the middle of the night doing owls, when we were doing owl surveys. Just sat in front of our car, really didn't want to move. And that was in the Superior National Forest on some dirt road, or maybe it was off the Gunflint. But the other one was up in the Superior National Forest, and they could be anywhere. You know what? Since I already jinxed my chances of seeing a lynx, I might as well show you this little video about my encounter a few years ago. Well, that was pretty awesome. Got my first lynx in the daytime. I've never seen a lynx in the daytime. And it was amazing. I was on this forest road in the Superior National Forest, northern Minnesota, late March. Still a ton of snow, feet of snow, but there's a crusty surface. Came over a rise and here was a lynx plodding its way down the road towards me, but it saw the van and busted a move off into the woods. But I just sat there, resisted the temptation to run down the road, and because I was on a rise, and I thought, well, it's probably going to come through these pines, and sure enough it did. And I got some video just panning as it walked, just a few seconds. Sat down and I got some more video, but it was kind of in some brush, but just wanted to check out what I was. I had to stand on my van and hold the camera up to get above the snowbanks, which are about 4 feet high there. But yeah, pretty cool. Those paws are just ginormous. As she kind of left the road and ran up on the snowbank, that's the first thing you notice, is just these oversized paws that allow the lynx to just float over the deep snows in the north woods as they chase down snowshoe hare. But oh wow, what a cool experience. And that's exactly the type of encounter I hope I get today, although I already jinxed it. But with my new equipment, and I know exactly how I'd shoot it, I think I'd get much, much better stuff. Not to mention it'd be in 4K or 8K. And they could be anywhere up here. The snowshoe hares are still at a very high population, although I heard from another friend who's a biologist that they might be declining, which is normal. They're like on a 10-year cycle, but they've been high for quite a while. I wouldn't mind spruce grouse or a moose, certainly either. So I'm gonna keep my eyes open. That's actually a sign I like to see. Pavement ends. Really nice black spruce bog here, dead quiet. Played a few drumming calls for three-toed and black-backed. I see some workings on the trees. So quiet. It's also had spruce grouse here multiple times in the past. Pileated woodpecker drumming, but I have those in my backyard. Just gonna hang out and listen for a few more minutes. 5 degrees. above. Here's what we've been looking for. Lynx tracks. You can see kind of the triangular shape. Big paw prints. Big tracks. Snow's filling them in now though. I don't see a lot of hare tracks, which is not a good sign because where there are hares, there are lynx. Grouse tracks. Could be rough grouse or spruce grouse. So it's a little bit better spruce grouse habitat. Of course, lynx have huge feet to get around in this deep northwoods snow. And here's a little cluster of snowshoe hare tracks. All right, we're in the right spot. Can see some otter tracks going from that upper pool to the lower pool. See where they do that lope slide. Saw this flaked bark here on this tree. Stopped to see if I could listen and hear if anything, because that's sign of a black-backed woodpecker or a three-toed woodpecker trying to get at beetle grubs under the bark. Oh, or a hairy woodpecker. They can do it too. A little further down the road, I found this nice-looking cavity. Could be a day roost for flying squirrels or a marten or a fisher. A lot of things use these old pileated woodpecker cavities. So I always give them a knock or a scratch, see who pops out. Usually nobody. But I always set up my tripod with the camera running just in case. Nobody home today. Okay, nobody home. Snow is thigh deep. I can't get out. Some redpolls still lingering. You can see the male with the pinkish red breast in the upper left, and they were feeding on tamarack cones. Interesting, their favorite is birch seeds and alder seeds. I stopped for a flock of redpolls right up here, and I've been pishing and squeaking, and it's a boreal chicken. Ooh, it's icy. It's a boreal chickadee coming in. Psst, 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 psst. Snee, snee, chicka snee, snee. Like a black-capped chickadee with a cold. Nasally. Psst, 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 psst. Boreal chickadees, they usually, you pish and squeak and they'll come in, but only for a few seconds. And they usually stay in the tip tops of these spruces and kind of feed forward closer to the trunk. So it's really hard to get video. I shoot slow motion often just so I can, get a second turns into 4 seconds, right? Of slow motion, 120. Oh, but they're so cool. Black-capped chickadees came in too. So if you hear black-caps in the boreal forest, you pish, you might get boreal chickadees as well. Blob in the snow up there, and it's usually, that means it's a grouse. And yes sir, spruce grouse. All right, I'm gonna get some insurance shots from the car. It's a male. This isn't always the best idea because you get heat just pouring out of your car. It can give you a heat shimmer in front of your lens, but I'll get a few insurance shots and I'll get out and do my walk, crawl. My technique with spruce grouse is to walk 10 or 20 paces and then lay down. It's a male, he's still hanging there. And you can get within, 30 feet, sometimes 20 feet, sometimes closer. So this guy's just picking, usually picking grit on dirt roads, but just seems to be eating snow maybe. I brought my snowshoes on this trip, but spruce grouse always have them with them. In the fall, the shorter daylight triggers them to grow these little scales on each toe that effectively doubles the surface area of their feet. Basically, snowshoes for spruce grouse not only allows them to grip icy branches because they feed on pine needles and spruce needles, but they can also more easily walk over the deep snow in the north woods. I cropped this one way in, and you can see this holding a little snowball. Don't throw it at me, buddy. No. So maybe they're not picking grit today. Maybe they're just eating snow. I don't know. I always like stopping on these bridges where there's some open water, because there always could be a river otter or 2 or 3 or 4 tracks, but no otters. Okay, this is not what you don't want. Break through a creek in the middle of nowhere. Okay. Let's get smarter, Sparky. Yeah, that's not what you want. Breaking through a creek, even though if it's shallow in your snowshoes. I guess I wouldn't be so cavalier in a bigger river as I was on this little creek. All right, let's get out of this mess. Moose tracks. Maybe I can catch up to it. There were 2 moose, and this is where they went into the woods. Just missed them by not very long. Minutes. And these single day adventures are a lot of fun, but it really pays to get out and walk along some of these roads or trails or snowshoe, because you never know what you'll find. Check this out, an otter slide. Otter came here, slid down onto the road, run, slide, and up into this pine forest. They can be anywhere in the winter. They stray far from water often. This is very recent. That is crazy. "29 kilometers of trails." Evidently it's the grand opening of these trails. These are the Flathorn-Gogek ski trails. Newly reopened. I just got out of the car. I thought, I should get some exercise. So trails are very nice. It's about, started at 5 degrees. Now it's almost 40. Spring skiing. Woo. Nice trails. But I do want to note that I saw neither of these species that were shown on their website. I want my money back. Oh wait, it was free. A short ski, but got the heart pumping. Now we're gonna go to Rich Hoeg's Greenwood Creek feeders. Yeah, Rich puts these feeders out in the middle of nowhere. And we're gonna check it out. He's had black-backed woodpecker, American three-toed woodpecker. That'd be awesome. But it's getting late. Better make some tracks here. I think the coolest thing I saw was male and female red-breasted nuthatch checking out a possible nesting cavity. Yeah, maybe we'll have to come back and check that out. This is the female. You can tell by her cap matches her back, a lighter blue. And here comes the male. He's got the black, or really dark blue, navy blue cap. And that's how you can tell these guys apart. But definitely checking out this little cavity. And then he goes down a little bit and looks like he's actually starting to excavate a little bit. Just maybe checking how rotten the tree is. Of course, they are part of the bark gleaning guild, along with brown creeper and black and white warbler. Pretty cool, Rich. Remote bird feeders up here on Highway 2 Greenwood Lake area. Chickadees, downy woodpecker, common redpolls, red-breasted nuthatches. It's so windy, didn't have any luck with the three-toed woodpeckers. But I'll be back. And hey, check out Rich's blog, 365daysofbirds.com. Really interesting, awesome photos, videos, and entertaining essays. Superstar bird of the day. I'm gonna have to give it to the male spruce grouse. Just edged out the boreal chickadee. That was a close one. Very chill there on the road in the snow, and let me get quite close. Well, hold on, Sparky. You forgot about this awesome find early in the morning. Okay, I'm picking up my phone to film this because I just saw a blob in a tree. I don't know. It is a boreal owl. Okay, hold on. We gotta get this. Boreal owl right up here. I thought they'd all kind of headed back inland and north for breeding, but I was driving by and I saw this blob on top of a tree, and I almost didn't turn around because I thought, it's just a cluster of cones or maybe a blue jay. Turned around and sure enough, boreal owl just sitting on top of this little spruce looking around. Pretty cool. Not a great photo situation, but man, always a treat to see these guys. And this is their eruption year, as you know if you've watched my other videos. So I think that's the 5th one I found by myself. And yeah, this is kind of long ways from Duluth, so probably not a lot of chance for anybody else to see it, but pretty cool. Superstar mammal Well, I missed that pine marten by just seconds, but I think the tracks, mammal tracks today were the superstar. Wolf, moose, lynx, river otter, pine marten, bobcat, snowshoe hare. Oh yeah, what am I missing? That's a lot. Did I say the moose? 2 moose. All right, I'm heading out. It's still midwinter up here in the Superior National Forest, but I think its days are numbered. Yeah, by April, I'm guessing a lot of the snow will be gone. About an hour and a half from home, and how's that saying go? Call me anything you want, but don't call me late for dinner. Yeah. So, Bridget, I'm heading home. Take care, everybody. Have a good one.